Hey viewers and subscribers, we're here again with another episode of the Docu-series Jamaica, its people and culture. And this time we're featuring no other than Caspian Montgomery.
Free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation.
So you want to introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, sure. I'm Matthew Hoffman, also known as Jimmy Hoffa, also known as Caspian Montgomery.
So that's three names right there. So,
Yeah.
How did you come up with Jimmy Hoffa?
When I was younger, I used to, they shortened my last name Hoffman to Hoffa around the place. And then when I started getting into music and became a rapper, then we put Jimmy in front of it. And I've been called, everybody calls me Jimmy, to the point that actually I have two other friends named Matthew. So they separate our names, so people started calling me Jimmy forever.
Alright, so in Caspian Montgomery.
Yeah, that when well, I guess to be able to start that is like at work, I wanted to come up with the show, right, the dancehall show. So I asked my friend at work, should I do it in my regular voice or should I do it as like an English accent? And he goes, yo, go with the English accent. That'll be funnier. So then when I started creating the character, I came home, I went to Google, and I typed in rich white people's names. And it gave me like a big list of Hunter and like Caspian and all that stuff. And then I was like, Caspian, I like that. And then I just typed in rich white black people's names and it came up. And I was like, Montgomery, it sounds good. And I came up with Caspian. Like, that's how that came out. Kind of crazy,
dope.
Right?
That's dope.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy doing? What are your hobbies?
In life, I don't even have hobbies because I just work. Like I work my regular job and then I like literally my whole life I've always been trying to hustle to do something to be like so I could be my own boss and work my schedule and not be trapped,
Yeah.
So that's it.
On your Instagram, you claim to be Vybz Kartel's translator. Like how did you come up with that?
Actually, that's from fans on YouTube.
Okay.
They started telling me, they were like, yo, you're the world boss's translator, or you're the Gaza translator, or stuff like that. So then I ended up switching my Instagram to that, yeah.
Okay. So that was like recently?
Yeah, I switched it. I didn't originally claim that I was his translator at all. Nah, I was like the fans gave it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, that's dope that they thought that,
So pretty much like, so how did you like get an understanding of the Jamaican dialect to actually break the songs down so you can actually let people know that, oh, this is what he's saying in English?
Well, so first I don't fully 100%, I'm not that 100% fluent because sometimes I get corrected, with little things. But when I first started the show, I knew, I've known how to speak Patois for a long time, right, and understand it, right, since I grew up, because I grew up around a lot of Haitians, Jamaicans, Asian, everybody I grew up around, like same block.
It's like a melting pot, right?
Yeah, actually the city I come from is the second most diverse city in Mass. So everybody's there. And then every immigrant, and my street was what it was. So I had everybody. And the big music at the time was dancehall. When I was growing up was hip hop and dancehall.
So that's how you got introduced to dancehall.
That's how I got introduced, yeah. Probably like Buju, like that era, Shaba, Ninja, Supercat.
Okay.
Like that's how I started listening to them. So before that, the 70s stuff and all that, I wasn't introduced to that. But so that was what was popping at the time, and then hip hop. So then that's what we were playing, and then I gradually, it was always a fight, like, do I like hip hop or do I like dancehall more?
Yeah.
And then that was like a fight my whole life, you know what I mean? And then I ended up liking dancehall more. So I really started to listen and like learn some more, and then I could ask friends for different words that like MAGA or something, I didn't know what that meant, and then I found out from a friend. So then I felt comfortable enough that I could translate it. Then the cool stuff was my fans started teaching me stuff about what I was saying. So like Waterhouse, I wouldn't know what Waterhouse was if my fans didn't tell me. So now when somebody says Waterhouse, I'm like, I know where that is. I've never been there. You know what I mean? It's like, and everywhere. St. Catherine's, I wouldn't know none of that. I wouldn't know Hellshire Beach. They yelled at me at one for that. You know what I mean? It's like they were like, you get the best seafood there. I'm like, I've never been there. Like, I don't know.
So you've never been to the country itself?
Nah, I wish. I just got a passport like 6 months ago.
Okay, so you're planning on going?
Someday. Yeah, someday when I get rich. Nah, when Vybz gets free, that's when I'm going. Yeah.
That's a good answer. So earlier in your introduction, you said one of your names was about your rap name or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
About rapping?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was in the Marines, when I got out of the Marines, I started taking music seriously, and then my best friend, he was also a musician. We got signed to an NBA player, shout out to E. Williams. We got signed up to him and we went to that whole label. We was recording, thought we were gonna make it, and then some stuff happened with a tech company that he got involved with, and like he lost out his money funding for the label. So all that got wiped away, and then the label kind of closed. And then after that, I kept going, like releasing mixtapes and stuff, and I did a lot of stuff, but it just never made it. You know what I mean? For some reason. So I did, I think, like a good 10 years. I was a rapper, like recording a lot. That's why I get amazed by how many songs Vybz got, because I used to think I had a lot. Because I would day and night record songs. You know what I mean? And I only have like 1,000. And then he's got like...
Are you making money from any of those songs?
No, I don't make nothing from it. Most of them were copyright claimed, or we'd use beats, or the producers, the songs that weren't big. You know what I mean? And I just never even... I was devastated when I had to stop.
So have you given up on it?
Yeah, I recorded a song for Vybz Kartel. I did the Audi song, but I just recorded it here, and it was bad audio quality. But that was like the last thing I put out. The last project I put out was Bars and Stripes, and that was 4 years ago. Wow. So that's a long time.
That's crazy to have that gift and just give up on it.
It was no profit out of it, man. It's like the love, you know what I mean? I put everything into that, you know what I mean? And got nothing in return, you know what I mean? But trouble. So it's like, but I mean, you know, I still love it.
So, how did you become a Vybz Kartel fan? Like, when was the first? Can you remember the first time you heard his music?
Yeah, I think it was the first time I really heard the thing that caught me was. Booty boy, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, this guy's crazy, right? I heard that, and then back then, you know, it's like we go to the mixtape store. So they have like a dancehall store in Boston. You can buy mixtapes and do that stuff. And that's how you get music. Or like was before basically YouTube, I think, was uploading music. So you get that. I hear him, and I was just a big fan of dancehall. Period. You know what I mean? So he was like just up there as one of the up and comers, and I was like, yo, he's dope. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know much about like the Portmore Empire and like the Alliance and all that, because we didn't get that type of information where I was. Just the music. Yeah, we just got the music, right? But then once YouTube came around, and I started finding out that I could watch Stings. That's a long time ago, maybe like 2008. When it first YouTube was out. Then I started watching Stings, and then I saw his clashes, and then I started listening to more of his music, and then slowly, just every year, it just kept building up. You know what I mean? To me, to going, he's the best artist. He beats everybody else.
So you pretty much just toned down to just listening to Vybz Kartel, or you listen to others? No,
I still listen to music, but they're never gonna be as great as him, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a fact. Like, the reason why it's to me is like that is because I have to pick a favorite and everything. So I don't know why, right? So in hip hop, I'm like, these guys are super talented. Nas, Jay, Big. I gotta pick a favorite though. If somebody asks me, because when we were younger, that's the type of conversations we get into. Who's the best? So me and my friends, like in the Marines, I actually got in fist fights with other people over artists. So like the South versus the East. and then some dude from down south will get in a fight over it. So I had to pick a best, right? So I picked like Jay-Z's the best. Then once I came with the best from every genre, then I was like, yo, I want to pick an overall favorite musician that I have on earth. And out of like Prince, out of like Michael Jackson, out of the Beatles, out of Led Zeppelin, like out of any person on earth, out of Utada Hikaru, like out of every person I listen to. And then I made the choice. And Vybz is like literally, because of his work ethic, the music, come on, every feeling that I have, there's a song for it. You know what I mean? It's like an emotion for every single feeling. So as you take all that, then his ability, melodies, all that, so I picked a favorite, you know?
Yeah, that's great. So going through your comments, you know what I mean, on both your YouTube channel and also on your Instagram, I see that you've gotten a lot of support from the Gaza Nation. Like, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it fucked me up. I mean, it's serious. I've never had that much support or like love in my life. Like, I don't have family, like none of that, like too much, you know, so I'm like always alone, no brothers, no sisters. And then when they started coming in and there's so much positivity and they're like telling me, you know, like this is a good look for dancehall, this is like, they told me everything, they built me up, like made me feel, I was like, this is amazing. Then they started accepting me, yo, you're Gaza now, like doing all this stuff. And then I was like, this is really like a family. Like, to me, it really feels like a family. They fully accept me 100%. It's dope.
So, also piggybacking on that, you made this post that you wanted to stop doing the show.
I didn't want to stop. No.
Oh, you didn't want to stop, but you felt like you had to?
Nah, man. Maybe if you saw the video, there's a full video on YouTube about that. So what my baby mother was trying to stop the show.
Oh.
Yeah, so she was trying to stop the show. She's trying to stop everything that I do. So she was going online and messing with the fans and atting Vybz Kartel, atting Joey Couture, atting Illy Sanchia, saying crazy stuff, releasing my phone number, putting out penis pictures of me, putting out, everything to Gaza, like doing that. And she spent 36 hours straight.
Wow.
Instead of watching my son or nothing. Like, she literally, I woke up and she was still posting under aliases, different accounts, but all linked to her because she would say personal stuff only she knows. She went to my credit cards, started spending on them, like my debit card and stuff, all because she got mad at an episode of the show. So then I was like, yo, like, she's trying to take away everything. So I was like, I can't stop the show, but I'm not gonna just stop the show and not tell my fans that he just disappeared for no reason. So I made a video stating why I was gonna stop the show, and then that got even more support than I ever got in my life. If you read the comments on YouTube video on that is insanity. People who never spoke to me, they watched the show but never spoke. They said the craziest stuff to me. All support, so it was dope.
And also, in that moment, Vybz Kartel reposted or put up a video of that same video that you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Like, did that take you by surprise when he did that?
100%. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what to have a reaction to that. Like, for him he said, don't stop the show. That was, you know, because of Gaza Nation and because of him, I was like, obviously I can't stop now. So I'll just endure. I'll take whatever she's gonna do to me and like fight through it. Because now the show is bigger than just me being the person who loved doing the show. Now it's like it means a lot to other people, not just me. So that was crazy that I did that. That's like really crazy. But he didn't have to do that.
And also too, like, me watching your videos made me want to know who this guy was. Like, why does he do this?
Yeah.
You know, like it kind of, I was drawn to it.
People sometimes they say it is because, which is weird for me, but they say it's an original idea. This has never been done before.
It is. I've never seen it.
Nobody's translated dancehall, so other people that. Do you know how many people on earth love dancehall music and don't understand what they're saying?
Yeah.
And now I know even more because the comments on my YouTube, There's people like, for instance, one girl, she's from New Zealand. She just typed, I used to go to a club that played this kind of music and listen to the beat. Now I get to understand more of what they're saying. This is amazing. Like, there's a bunch of comments of people like that, and it happened just people that I grew up with. I play dancehall all day. How do you know this? How do you understand what they're saying? You know what I mean? And so the whole idea is crazy that's happening, and then more. So that's why some people are like, yo, who is this guy? You know what I mean?
So like you taking it on yourself to translate it. Was it like on purpose or just you wanting to know more about the music itself personally?
Nah, to be honest, it was just I wanted to do something for Vybz. Like I said, yo, he has a situation that's different from everybody on earth. He's a number one chart topping musician, right? And he's in prison, and he's still topping the charts, and he's the greatest to ever do it in my eyes, right? In my opinion, he's the best ever musician, not just dancehall artist. So I think he's the best musician. So I was like, I want to do something for this person to help bring his name to a wider audience if I have that power. Like I don't, you know what I mean? When I started the show, I didn't know if anybody would even like it.
Yeah.
But I just
anybody would even take the time to listen.
Or care, or do it, or go, this guy's garbage. But so I just had the idea in my brain to forward dancehall to a bigger audience and use him as the spokesperson for it. You know what I mean? Because I figure he's the best representation in my eyes of dancehall. So I didn't have like any other intentions other than that when I first started, you know what I mean? Like to translate it and stuff like that. And then once I started translating it, I was like, wow, there's more stuff I gotta learn. But I learn, more every day. Like stuff about like nanny, I didn't know every time they kept talking about nanny, then somebody was like, yo, it's money. It's a $5 bill, like in Jamaica. And then I go, 500, sorry, right? And then I go, okay, I just learned that. So now I know every time somebody says nanny, then I did everybody that I covered that song, which is one of my favorite songs by Vybz, right? And then he's like, Nanny, you're my hero. You was a God bless, and said like that. And then somebody teaches me, and they go, nah, Nanny freed was part of the movement, like freeing slaves. Oh, so now I learned history now of the place. So now that's the crazy part about the show now is I'm learning.
Yeah. So you're pretty much every time you post something, depending on the comments people will write, you will learn something about the country and the culture itself.
So I read every comment and I respond to every person. So that's another thing they said that's weird about a YouTuber. I take the time out, 500 comments, one video, I'll talk to each person, you know what I mean? That's all, I hold them that,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. You should see the amount of DMs from different countries and the FaceTimes and the people hit me up from Africa a lot. You know what I mean? Just to talk.
He's got a big following.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Those guys hit me up a lot. And it's crazy. It's like crazy that Africa hits me up and it's like, yo, talking to Caspian, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So it's nuts, man.
So they call you or just
they FaceTime me. They
Instagram?
WhatsApp me or they IG. Yeah, some guys from Gambia just hit me up. They was in Italy. And then, but they're from Gambia, and then they was in Italy, they was FaceTiming me, and then a lot of Kenya, and then Ghana, you know what I mean? And people all over the world, Spain, I have people too. It's crazy, bro. I just didn't know that would happen, that all these people would interact with me,
So off camera you were telling us you were in the Marines and stuff, and you lived in Japan for a minute.
Yeah.
Could you tell the viewers about the Jamaican experience in Japan?
Yeah, I was so young too, I was like 17, so I was 18 when I landed in Japan, so I was 17 when I joined. And then I went to a club that was like a dancehall club, and it was all Japanese people, and they were speaking full Patois. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And they fully involved in the culture and loved it 100%. First time I've had a red stripe was at that club. Red stripes used to be illegal in USA.
Wow.
Right?
I wasn't even.
You didn't know? Yeah. Red stripes were illegal in the USA until 6 years ago. So the first time I ever had a red stripe was out in Japan. They were selling it, and they loved the culture. And I was just amazed by it. You know what I mean? Me and my friends that were in the Marines, he was just like, yo, this is crazy. So we started going to that club a lot.
So you were introduced to the dancehall before going to Japan, or?
Yeah. When I was like probably 10 or 12. Well, as soon as I was old enough to go out and hit the streets by myself, music was just a part of everything. We played music, just bump it out of houses, and we had boom boxes back then. You know, and people was just playing music. It was just that was a part of what was played around me. You know what I mean? So I've always been a fan of dancehall, and it just the easier it was for me to get it, the more I got into it. You know what I mean? At first, it was just mixtapes. It's the same with hip hop. But the first time I heard hip hop, I was 6. So you know what I mean? My cousin he was a rapper. My cousin, and he lived in the apartment above me. So that's how I found out about music. Period. You know?
And it's so weird that you listen to a lot of genres of music, but you chose dancehall as the top.
I listen to every genre of music on earth. Yeah, that's the weird part. Like, people think I'm weird for that. I love music from everywhere. Like, I listen to Rio Baye funk, like from Brazil, everything, right? And dancehall is number one to me, 100%. It's the best music, period. And you know,
can you explain that feeling?
Why it's the best? There's like hip hop and dancehall are the only 2 genres that resonate with me fully. Like, I understand all the emotions of it because I've been through similar situations to most of what they're talking about, and I like when people are when people can be serious about everything, talk about everything. It doesn't just cover one thing. Like, it's not always gangster. It's not always, it's for the ladies. They talk about love. It encompasses everything. That's why reggae, right? I love reggae to death. But reggae is more just peace and positivity, and not everybody grew up peaceful and positive. And I like to hear everything. I like to hear the bad too. And it covers everything on earth. It's just all encompassing. Because the music is poetry, right? So it's just, you can speak through it. So most genres don't have that. You know what I mean? And there's the feeling by it, you know? It's just, think of it, it comes from this small island and it crossed the world. It's been influencing every genre of music since I grew up, you know what I mean? So it's powerful.
That's pretty much why I'm doing this. What I'm doing is not for the money.
Yeah.
It's just to showcase, like, and to show people, like, this is what this music can do.
It's amazing.
You know what I mean?
It crossed everything.
Yeah.
It crossed
like,
everything.
You're here just a regular person, but you're reaching so many people and trying to tell a story. Like, you're trying to interpret somebody else's story.
Correct. Which is tough. That's why, luckily, my music background helps with that, because I like lyrics, so I can understand lyrics and then hopefully break them down to the best of the ability. I mean, Vybz said the show's on point with breaking down lyrics. There's a lot of people who listen to music and they just take in the beat, and they don't pay attention to everything. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, dancehall has so much lyrics in it. You know what I mean? It's like amazing. It's not just the beat, but it's a combination of everything. So it's just crazy what comes out of Jamaica. Is such a small place, man. It's like there's not that many people compared to like certain countries, and they crush every country with the music. So there's something special there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nuts. It's crazy that it took over the world. It's been like that forever though. It just doesn't, to me, it needs more recognition, you know?
Yeah, I think we'll get it.
I think so. The thing that people said to me, the only thing was more people would like it if they understood it. But it never wanted to change that way. It's not a different language. That's the problem. That's what people don't get. It's just they pronounce a lot of the same words we got differently. So once I start telling my friends, they understand that. Now they can recognize it in the song. So they'll hear a word just by the way it's pronounced, they couldn't understand it. There's a lot of people like that. Isn't that weird? You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy to me. I can hear that. I can hear it's the same word, just spoken with an accent.
Yeah, like a lot of people complain that we talk too fast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, certain videos I watch, and if they're heated, they're talking crazy, like I have to double listen. You know what I mean? Pay a little harder
and
attention.
some people would see us discussing a topic and think we're arguing.
When you're not.
Your volume gets higher and you're passionate about what you're talking about.
But that just comes with like certain things. Japanese people were the same, like the men. People always think the men are yelling.
Yeah.
They're just like forceful about how they're speaking. And then I've had complaints from like my friends or my ex-girlfriends and stuff. They think just so if I'm talking to something and I'll get escalated, my voice will get whatever. And they're like, yo, you're yelling. No, I'm not yelling. I'm just passionate about what I'm saying. So certain people got that.
And that's how dancehall music is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, dancehall is everything. It's amazing. Like, it's hip hop. The same thing to me with just those two. I don't know why I like compare those a lot, but to me they have everything. It's a music that encompasses everything.
It's kind of like the same thing because hip hop came from that.
Yeah, and I started studying on that too, like finding that out. You know what I mean? And it's like I ended up like I go crazy into like research of stuff. So like I researched the first hip hop song in America. You ever heard of it? It's Pig Meat Markham. Here Comes the Judge. It's crazy. It's from the 60s. So you hear like all these crazy stuff, and then I ended up going back listening to the old dancehall too. Like what's his name? Major Mackerel.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And he does that stuff. Like, yo, I love that stuff. So I'm big into studying stuff that I like. If I like something, I research it like fully. So I whenever we can talk about the topic, I know I don't sound stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done.
I hope, but tons of people don't do that. Tons of people like something and then think they're a pro at it and never do their research, or they're just stick with their genre. Like, what if some kids like just grew up and he only listens to Conscience, and then he never went and studied any of the forefathers or nothing, and then he's gonna come and tell me about dancehall, and it's like, nah, you gotta study everything, bro.
Yeah, that's true. So like, you pretty much, how long now have you been following the vibes in his music?
I would say like maybe, it's probably like 12 years now. 12 years, I would think. I really got on it once YouTube.
Yeah.
I used to have his mixtapes and stuff.
So that's like 11 years going on then.
Yeah, I think it's about that, right? Since it was that, and it was once I could get on YouTube and watch. I started watching his things, like literally. That's what changed me, and then I could go, type in his music, and then find something, and then continue down the line. And then when I do lives with my fans, they give me this crazy music that I would never even know existed by him. So now I get to hear even crazier songs. I like his music even more. I chose it as my favorite before I even knew half of these songs existed. There's like crazy songs they showed me in videos and stuff like that I never saw.
Yeah, he's got a lot of content out there.
Too much. That's crazy. You gotta think of that. Like, think of that. He's been locked up for so long, and he has this much content. He worked like no other person, so he deserves some recognition, whether you like him or not. He deserves recognition. He's a hard worker in his field.
And that hard work has paid off when he's pretty much like resting in a sense.
Yeah, he's stagnant. He can't even he can't go promote it. Think of how big. I mean, you gotta think of both sides, but think of how big it would be if he could promote half of the stuff that he does, and he can't. You know what I mean? But he's sitting there, and then if anybody, I've been to prison before, right? And it's not nice in prison, right? Most people, they sit there, and the last thing they want to do is work. This is because making music's work. At the end of the day, it's just work you love. You know what I mean? So it's like, he might love it to death, but to be like sad and down and out, he's not. Like, he's out there making love songs for girls. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you doing that, man? It's like, why would you even be thinking about love right now? And I know the conditions in the prisons out there is disgusting, you know? So it's like, I don't know how somebody would find the motivation to even do that. So that's just crazy. That's more reasons why I respect it. And another thing is I respect people's stories. But like, for musicians, you can tell a real person by their music, like if they're real or not. If you continue to listen to somebody's music, that's a big factor to it. Like, I believe what he says. He says he's coming through in a Benz. I believe he's coming through in a Benz. If like some other artist that's brand new says, yo, I'm coming through in a Bugatti, and I'm like, no, I doubt you are. You know what I mean? It's like, I doubt you have ever been in a Bugatti. So I like artists like that. That's a big factor to me, you know?
He has a way of putting his words across where, like, you literally believe, like, you can actually see what he's saying.
Yeah, he paints real pictures. At the end of every show, nobody ever picked it up yet, but someday somebody, at the end of every show, I say, what, you know, this is another masterpiece. You know, we reached the end of another masterpiece, and then I put Basquiat painting up, a different Basquiat every show. And then because like, that's art to me. You know what I mean? It's like his music is like, it's a masterpiece.
But could you tell fans about other stuff that you've done in terms of, like, you told us that you've written a book, or was it 2 books?
2 books. Yeah, I did, man. I just been working my whole life and failing. That's what I've been doing my whole life. Seriously, I work real hard, harder than anybody, fail, never get anything out of it. But I still continue somehow to do it. I've been doing it forever. I wrote a children's book about the rainforest in Australia, because I lived out in Australia when I was in the Marines. So I made some children's book. Didn't do good. I got an illustrator and everything. Spent all the money, took all the time. Nothing happened. Then I wrote a book on how to grow marijuana, because I know how to do it organically. So with no chemicals, like the real way. So I wrote an instruction manual on that. Did a little alright. It gets me like $10 a month. So I could get like a lunch out of it, you know? And so I did that. I did 10 years I recorded with nothing. I actually did start the weed business, and then that ended up, the regulations in Massachusetts ended up messing that up. You have to be a millionaire to start. You have to have $500,000 liquid in order to even start legal. So I was like, yeah, I don't have 500K. So then I stopped doing that, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I've just been hustling forever, trying to make a legal way up, you know what I mean? It's like, after I got in trouble and like did all that, and once I finished with that, I was like, you know, I just want to find a new way up. So then YouTube, whatever, I was like, I just want to find a way to be my own boss, you know what I mean? And not have to work for another company. So like, think of what I could do if I wasn't working. You know, most of I spend 50 to 60 hours a week working, like for somebody else doing something that's not creative. You know, it's like, I could put that time. So there's a lot of people who you give them time and they wouldn't do anything with it. Yeah. There's special people that just want to work for no pay. You know what I mean? It's like, it takes a lot, and people don't respect that until the day it pops off. But like, I study like a lot of people that they'll tell you, she's crying. Yo, they say like, you do 50 different businesses, you'll fail at 50 different businesses, right? And then everybody will make fun of you, say whatever, and then that one day, one thing finally works, and then everybody comes to you, yo, I know that guy, that's that guy who, yo, he worked mad hard, dog, to get there. And you're like,
across from me.
Yeah? Exactly, he lived right across the street from me, he's a great guy. And you're like, yeah, right, he didn't support nothing.
So to close out, is there anything you want to say to your fans and your supporters?
Yeah,
and the Gaza Nation.
Yeah, definitely, Gaza for life. Oh, there's my dog, but yeah, thank you always, as I say every time, thank you for every single thing, and you know, we're gonna keep rocking. 2019 is the big year, it's the year of the Gaza, and you know, just thank you guys for all the support, thank you for everything. Big up Sean, big up everybody, just big up all of Jamaica, big up everybody in the whole dancehall world. Thanks so much, you know what I mean? Vybz for life, baby, free Vybz, free world, no wait, it's free the whole world, boss.
Free the whole world, boss.